Hello and welcome to the CryptoWig YouTube channel. Here on tomb.com, and we're here because the genesis for the new tomb has come to an end. So as you can see here, it now says Genesis Q3, and above that is Genesis Q4. So if you go into Genesis Q3, you'll see that the time remaining now says 0, and all of these pools are now inactive. So if you have any money or coins staked in any of these pools, then you need to unstake them and then take them, and then you can either stake them in the Genesis Q4 pool, or, as we'll discuss later, you can take them over to Lif3 on Tomb Chain, which currently is paying higher APRs on quite a lot of the single staking in the nursery. But let's have a look at Genesis Q4. The original one, so you can see there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 tokens. When you go into Q4, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 tokens. So we lost based and B share from the stakeable tokens, but we also gained L3 USD, which is the new Tomb stablecoin that's related to Life. This Life Genesis pool has 110 days outstanding, so it will run for all of Q4. When you deposit your tokens, there is a 0.5% deposit fee, but if you was to take, let's take L-Share as a example just for easy maths, it's paying 0.05% per day, which is paid in Life. At 0.05% per day, it would take you 10 days in order to pay off the initial deposit fee, and then once those 10 days are up, you would have a further 100 days of staking in order to profit after you've already paid off the fee. So as you can see, the APRs are quite generous, especially when you take into account that these are single staked assets, and therefore, unlike in an LP, there will be no impermanent loss. So you're looking 0.04% for Tomb and Phantom, 0.01 for USDC. So I mean, I couldn't really advise anybody at this point to go and deposit into there, purely because that would take you 50 days at that rate to actually recoup your deposit fee. However, when we go and pop over onto Lif3, you might see there's a opportunity there, because the daily APR is actually higher over on Lif3 for that particular token. So let's look at the ones that I would actually want to buy myself and stake currently. L3 USD is a stable coin. That is paying 0.17% per day. That's absolutely amazing APR for a stablecoin. And then after that, you've got T-Bond. T-Bond, 0.18% per day. Again, that is a fantastic APR. So if I was buying an asset specifically to stake, then T-Bonds and L3 USD would be my preference currently. However, if I already have an asset, like if you've got Tomb lying around, Phantom, what else we got? T-Share and L-Share. So I do have a small amount of Zoo as well. All of those assets, which I just have, I have now staked. So if we just jump over onto, instead of tomb.com, if we go over onto Lif3.com, if we click over onto the nursery, this is where you can single stake your tokens on Lif3.com. Now, Lif3.com is on Tomb Chain rather than on the Phantom Opera network, which means that you would have to bridge your tokens over to Tomb Chain first before you can then go and stake them on Lif3.com. However, if you look at these APRs, you can see straight away that they are much higher than they were on tomb.com, because a lot of people either just don't know this exists, or they don't know how to move their tokens over onto here, or they just simply don't want the extra effort of having to move their tokens over onto Tomb Chain. I mean, the person who goes and chases the higher reward is obviously the one who's going to, at the end of the day, make the most profit. And so all these people who have locked up quite a large amount of TVL in all these assets are currently the ones who are being rewarded the most, because their APR is much, much higher. So, I mean, if you put these side by side, then you'll be able to see. So, Tomb, the APR is almost 3 times higher. Phantom, 3 times again. L3 USD is about... It's actually... Okay, so L3 USD is actually higher on tomb.com currently. USDC, we're looking 18.65, so that's 3.5 times higher. Zoo, 30%, so that's double. ETH, double again. And then you've got Bitcoin is... 2.5 times. T-Bond is about 30% higher. T-Share, 7%, so 3 times higher. L-Share, 18.5, so that's about 1/3 higher. And FUSDT, wow, look at the difference on that one. So that is only paying 2.33% APR here, whereas over there you are paying... 7 times higher? Yeah, 7 times higher. But look at the TVL difference. There's $2.5 million in TVL on Tomb Chain. However, there is only $400,000 on Lif3.com in the nursery. So there, if you've got any USDT, that's a very good opportunity right there for a high reward with very little risk. DAI, now this pool, its APR would actually reduce faster as there is less staked, so that number would come down. So don't take it like you can throw $1 million in there and still get 60% annually. However, it is 4 times higher, the APR, but as you can see, that's because there's roughly 4 times more staked on tomb.com, so it's going to be higher. But basically, the takeaway from this is that if you have assets which are in either of these pools, then the smart thing to do is to go and stake them on either one of these platforms, earn life, and then you can reinvest the life if you wanted to. There is no life pool here, However, you can go and take the life and you can go put it into the cemetery, or I believe you can actually go and single stake it in the terrace. So there are, yeah, in here. So there are lending pools available. So you can borrow assets in here. You can lend assets in here. So the greenhouse, you can go and stake your life, STL life. So that does it really for the video on what's now available in tomb.com and life.com, and what you should be doing with your assets now. You take them, you put them in here, and earn life. So if you enjoyed this, if this was useful, drop us a comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.